Hello, everyone. I'm Christoph Laputka, and this is Leviathan Presents. It's a segment where we highlight one audio fiction creator, have a conversation, and then play a full episode of their show right here in our feed. I hope you'll enjoy today's guest, and without further ado, let's get into the interview. This is Leviathan Presents. Hey everyone, it's Christoph, and welcome to another episode of Leviathan Presents. I really hope you guys are doing well, and we've got a really great episode that I think you guys are going to really enjoy. It's something a little different, a new kind of fiction podcast that we haven't showcased before, and I'm really excited to tell you about it, and also meet its creator, and maybe turn you on to something you didn't know about. If you didn't know, there's a genre of fiction podcasting that you might not have heard of called actual play, and it has a very, very devoted following. It's creators and players that are passionate about tabletop role-playing games, and the podcasts are really about the immersion in the worlds that the game is being played in. So what does that mean? I think the simplest way to describe actual play podcasts is that you, the listener, get to be a voyeur listening to or watching some folks play a semi-scripted role-playing game, often based on the most popular ones like Dungeons and Dragons. And over many episodes, the campaign that the players are playing unfolds and continues a sustained narrative arc that has a lot of suspense and action in random dice rolls that can't be predicted or player actions that are effectively improvised. So there's a great element of surprise and discovery that you, the listener, get to share in. So you might ask, if they're playing a game, how is it fiction podcasting? And it's an interesting question, and I invite folks to listen to the episode we're going to play and see what you think. But I can tell you that after spending a little time with some of the people in the actual play community, I think the answer lies in perspective. And what I mean by that is, in a traditional audio drama like Leviathan, we sort of have a bilateral agreement between author and listener. For instance, I write a story with actors and sound effects, and I get to tell that story directly to you. It's simple, like a movie or a book, but in actual play, the DM, or the person running the game, is relating a playable story that they may have written, planned, or improvised to the players playing the game. And you, in turn, as the listener, get to experience the game as it unfolds in real time, but also to get to see the players' reactions to the story and watch them make decisions accordingly. Maybe another way to look at it would be that you're listening to a reality TV show set in Middle-earth. I know the concept may seem a little out there for those that haven't listened to an actual play podcast before, but after listening, I got to tell you, I really think it's a very compelling narrative format. So today we're going to be talking to Devin Chulick, who is the creator of a really terrific actual play podcast called The Game is Cursed. And we're actually going to be listening to a full episode of his show later in this episode. It's actually the first episode in a multi-episode campaign that Devin runs with 4 players. And if you don't know too much about Dungeons and Dragons, that's cool, because 2 of the other players are beginners as well, so you get to learn along with them. But the game or the episode doesn't get bogged down in mechanics. It's really more about the story. So there's a lot of discovery involved on both the listener and player side, and what it does is just create a very authentic sense of surprise and danger, and I think it just works. And I was especially excited to talk to Devin because personally, I don't know that many other fiction podcasters that live in San Francisco, but also because Kevin was kind enough to let me record this episode in his studio, where he actually records and films each episode of The Game is Cursed. He had such a cool space where about a third of the studio is taken up by this beautifully constructed playing board with 4 stations where the players sit. It's set up with microphones where they can roll dice and actually play the game while you listen. It just felt like it was such an imaginative place, and Devin has these beautiful maps of the world he created on the walls, and I gotta say I was a bit jealous he had such a cool space to be creative. But before we jump into the interview, I do want to take just a second to catch you guys up on what's been going on here at Leviathan Audio. we haven't released much in the past year because we've been super busy getting ready for the next slate of audio dramas set in the Leviathan universe. And as many of you know who follow us on social media and Patreon, we're currently putting the finishing touches on the Invenios expeditions, which are the further adventures of Tully and Oberlin on the high seas. And if you want a preview of what that upcoming season is going to sound like, we have a fully finished episode that you can listen to on our new Patreon page at patreon.com/Leviathan Chronicles. And we're also remastering and re-recording all of our special edition episodes, including a new one called The Code, and you can look forward to those hitting your feed later in 2025. But before we get to those, the holiday season is upon us, and that's exciting for a lot of reasons. As many longtime listeners know, we have a little tradition where we release these little Christmas episodes every year, and this year is no exception. In a week or so, we're going to be dropping our original Christmas episode set in the Salty Squid in Leviathan. This was a crossover episode that we did over a decade ago with another great audio drama called the Byron Chronicles. You should definitely check them out. And a week after that, we'll be putting out another Christmas episode that we debuted last year featuring Clurican and Lisette called Rapscallions and Reindeer. It's a really fun one. And then closer to Christmas, we're hoping to put out a brand new holiday episode, but you're going to have to wait to find out more about that. And just as a reminder, we only leave these episodes up for the month of December, and then we put them away for another year, so stay tuned and keep watching our feed for more. And lastly, I just wanted to thank you all again for being such great fans and for supporting us all these years. There's a lot coming from Leviathan Audio in 2025. In fact, I think it might be the most exciting year we've ever had. But for now, let's jump into the interview and learn a little bit more about the podcast called The Game is Cursed. Hey everyone, this is Christoph, and I'm here with Devin Chulick, the creator and dungeon master of the Actual Play podcast, This Game is Cursed. And I'm really excited to play you an episode from the show and learn a little bit more about Actual Play from Devin, who is local here to the Bay Area and is one of the co-founders of StartPlaying.games, which is an incredible platform that Devin has built where folks can find and play tabletop role-playing games that are run by professional game masters. I think that's so cool. I didn't know one could be a professional DM. And before, Devin was product manager at Chubby's and co-founder of Shoot Right Studios. But most of all, Devin is a passionate player and advocate of Dungeons & Dragons, as well as other RPGs, and he has decided to bring that passion to his podcast, The Game is Cursed, which is really one of the most interesting listens I've had in a long time. If you've ever played Dungeons & Dragons or are curious to see what a really well set up game with fun players can sound like, then I think you're going to really find The Game is Cursed interesting, and I think you'll be surprised at what a rich narrative unfolds from within the game. I know that I was. So without any further ado, Devin, thank you for being on Leviathan Presents.
That was the best intro I think I've ever heard anyone say anything about me. I'm going to save that. I'm going to play it for my parents. It's so good.
Absolutely. So before we get into anything else, I would love you to explain to the listeners what is an Actual Play podcast and how is it made and how does it fit into the world of fiction podcasting?
Yeah, an Actual Play podcast is kind of like an improv audio drama. And instead of, everyone kind of scripting it together, you're using the rules and mechanics of a game to kind of be the framework for the story you're telling.
That's interesting. Okay. So when the players come in to begin the game, and really the podcast is you're listening in to a game that the players don't know what's going to happen, but you as the DM, as a dungeon master, you do know what's going to happen.
I mean, I have an idea of what can happen. The thing is, just as much as they don't know what's going to happen, I don't know what they're going to do.
Right.
So I have to really be ready to spin on a dime if they're going to throw something that I wasn't expecting. Mm-hmm. And that's really what's fun about these games is you don't know what your dungeon master is going to throw at you. You don't know what your players are going to throw back at you. And you have to very much yes and each other back and forth to tell a story.
Yeah, and I think by doing that, you keep one person's imagination and take on what's happening in the scene builds on the next person's.
Exactly.
And it seems both very imaginative and very collaborative at the same time. And you don't, I think actual play is one of the few places you see that done so well, where so much of other audio fiction is one guy's vision, one guy's dream. And here you're really seeing more of an amalgamation, which is happening in real time.
It is a perfect like choose your own adventure book, but read by 5 people. And you're all flipping to different pages at the same time. It's a little chaotic, but it comes together because you have the framework of the game.
Right. And I've heard other people say one of the things that they like most about actual play is you feel like you're at a table with a group of your friends. There's a camaraderie between the team, and the listener gets to feel like they're part of that. How do you make that camaraderie happen in your campaigns and in the podcast?
That's actually one of my favorite things about our show is we aim for that feeling. We want people to feel like they're at the table. And I think we steer away from a lot of really, really heavy storytelling. We keep it light. We're a comedy podcast, right? And so that's why you feel you're there with your friends and you're at a table and you're laughing. So I think tone has a lot to do with it. But I also think how you are building the relationship with everyone else at the table. Everyone else is a friend and they're friendly with each other. And so you can kind of feel that when you listen to the show, when you watch the show. Like you can tell that everyone there is friends and they want to be there.
Totally. And we're going to be playing one of the first episodes of This Game is Cursed. And to kind of give an introduction for our listeners, they're going to start at the beginning of this game. And how did you choose your players to take part in this campaign? How did you choose effectively your co-hosts in a way?
Yeah. So there's 4 people on there, and I had interacted with all of them kind of independently, except for one, Deontay. I had actually never met Deontay till we sat down to record.
Deontay is one of the 4 players.
One of the 4 players
in the campaign.
And I had met him just on a Zoom call, and I just loved his energy. I knew he would be a riot, and I wanted to have someone who had never played the game before. So half the players had actually never played Dungeons & Dragons before. They didn't know the lore. They didn't know any of the rules. And that makes it fun because if you're listening, you kind of like learn a little bit of the rules as it goes.
Yeah.
But they have no preconceived notion of, what a different type of monster is or this trope to expect. And so that was really fun to have them experience it for the first time.
Totally. So is it more important to have a player, whether it's in your show or in an actual play, that's more well-versed in Dungeons and Dragons and lore, or better well-versed in improv and being able to keep things on the fly?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of a balance. I mean, sometimes it's nice to have people that really know the game, know the system, because they're going to try to manipulate it or leverage it in really entertaining ways. And then people who have never played the game, who are just really good at improv, are going to present things to you that you weren't expecting. And so I always say, like, you kind of need a bit of both. That's why we had 2 players who've played tons of times and then 2 players who've never, touched the system.
And when you record the podcast, are you doing it generally in one take and then editing, or are you doing rolls and then saying, okay, let's do that scene over again? How does that process work?
Oh, yeah. No, it's one and done.
Oh, wow. I'm so jealous.
There's like the odd occasion where I'm like, oh, I think I misspoke and you guys are confused. Let me like walk back. This is what I meant to say. And they're like, oh, okay, we're going to do this instead. But, that's like the only time I do that. And I think that's great in any game. If like your players are confused, just clarify. But yeah, I mean, whatever they roll, that is it. That's the outcome.
Well, one of the things I liked is as your characters begin their campaign, they're really starting with no knowledge, as the listener does. And so as you start to describe the world that your players are in, I found myself wondering, is he trying to immerse his characters, or is he trying to immerse me as the listener? And it seemed like you were doing both really well.
I actually have to give a huge shout out to my editor, because I think like the soundscape and everything he does like really helps with that immersion. And like if you when I listen to it without like any audio on it, I'm like, oh my gosh, it feels naked, right? But it is really like, it is the players, and I think because I try to run this game in a way that the listener feels like they're at the table, that's why they feel immersed, is because the players are feeling immersed.
Well, and you've done something that's so meta. I mean, maybe you can describe the basic premise of The Game is Cursed, because the players come and they sit down, and maybe you can tell
Yeah.
what happens.
The concept of this game is cursed is 4 players get sucked into a cursed game of Dungeons and Dragons, a la some sort of Jumanji magic, and they have to finish the quest to escape. And so, some people are experiencing this game for the first time, but they're sucked in the game, and the stakes are high. They're real.
Right.
But it is at the same time, it's a great reason to explain things because people can rely on their meta knowledge and they can reference things outside of the world of fantasy because they are themselves in it.
Right. Yeah. And as they emerge in the game after they've been Jumanji'd in, they find that they are changed in some ways. They have become not themselves in the game, but their own characters in the game. And there's a discovery process with that.
Yeah. And what was fun is like they all kind of told me what they'd want to be, but like gave me some kind of concepts, but then I went through and we had some character sheets. Everyone built their characters, but when they really revealed it, they too themselves felt like they were meeting this character for the first time.
So their character sheets that are referenced in the game, had they seen those characters before you started the game, before recording, or were these their characters that they've used in other games?
2 of them had seen their character sheets, the people who had played before. The others, they were like, I don't know how to make a character. I was like, we're going to take care of it for you. And so that way, 4 people exploring a character that they've never seen for the first time might be a lot of exposition. So if just half the table is really...
So you mixed it to have some experience and some novices.
Exactly, yeah.
That's really smart. So, one of the things that I think is great about your show is, and our listeners should know, it's a video podcast as well as an audio podcast. So we'll be posting all the show links in the show notes. And you should definitely take a look visually at the game because there's a beautiful set that Devin has created where the game takes place. And it really helps kind of give you a reference as to what's going on. But one of the coolest things is Devin, as Dungeon Master, has a special section of this playing field. We're sitting at this giant desk right now recording this, and I can see that there is a blocked off section that is hidden from my view where Devin pulls the levers of the universe as the DM. So the question I really wanted to ask is, what is your prep as a DM when you begin a campaign and you're going to start the show? What do you go into it knowing, and what is your preparation process for it?
So I think probably the big things I prep for are like big story beats, like the things that like need to happen for the quest to end. But I also don't know how they're going to get there. So I put out maybe like 10 to 20 NPCs, non-playable characters that they could meet, and I have like just lists of things to pull from. So if they say, well, who's this guy? I can just look at a list and like, well, that's Davey, or like, who's this person? Well, that's Lavandra, and so I have just lists to pull from to help me kind of fill in the blanks because I don't know what they're going to do. But I do know that like, here's, act 1, act 2, act 3, but however they get to that is kind of their decision.
It almost seems like you have to create this dense decision tree of character goes west and then can do X, Y, and Z. And if that,
and then the decision tree I'm making live while they're making decisions, I'm like erasing it and like, okay, move this over here,
Well, that was, that was one of the things that I thought was interesting, how you would impart a sense of urgency, because sometimes you can see how much fun the players are having, and then you say, tick-tock, you have gained a sense that time is ticking, and they need to make decisions quickly, and you bring that in a little quickly, because I got to imagine that for a lot of these games, the players are having so much fun, it must be... It's like herding cats to get people to focus on the game. How do you deal with that in your...
I mean, I love the idea of always introducing more and more threats because they kind of stack, and it's one of those things where it's at a certain point you're like, oh my gosh, what are we supposed to do? There's so much that's coming in. But as they begin to like conquer, the villain, and they begin to kind of move forward, they see things begin to shuffle down and like a path clears. So adding threats really kind of pushes people to want to move forward. And when they start moving forward and you reveal like, okay, now you're solving problems, it's kind of like this subconscious psychology that's being played with them in using game mechanics.
That's so cool. So do you, when you are thinking about these narrative beats, and I imagine it starts with a story that you want to tell, and you're using the game mechanics, are you using the game mechanics to tell a narrative, or are you using a narrative to inform a great game and the game mechanics?
That's such a good question. I think we could have done This Game is Cursed with any game system. D20 is, or the D20 system, Dungeons and Dragons, 5e, was what's easiest for the players that were already at the table, and it has a lot of, renown. A lot of people know D&D. But I do think that we take out what doesn't work for us. Mm-hmm. And so the system isn't really in control.
Okay.
If I don't like something, like I'm not going to use it, I'm not going to lean on it, or I'm going to use what's common in gaming, which is called the rule of cool, which is
explain the rule of cool, because I need to follow that in my own life.
I was like, well, there's not a rule for how this could be done, but I think it's cool. So I'm going to say if you roll a 10 or higher, it's going to happen. You kind of just have to think of rules on your feet. Like, it's not just story that you're improvising, you're also improvising rules.
Have you had situations where the characters start wanting to take the story in a completely different direction than you have originally set up for? That must be frustrating as somebody who's taken such care to create, a narrative in one direction, and then they're like, I'm going to go east instead of north.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to change my mind.
I think most, when we're recording these shows, everyone kind of knows, like, hey, we're telling a story. We kind of get it. When you play home games, you'll have definitely players like, you know what? Let's actually not kill the evil wizard. Let's just start a little brewery pub here in the town and that's pretty common in like a home game. But everyone at the table knows, like, oh, we're gonna tell this story. We're invested. We actually want to follow the plot hooks.
That's so cool. Are there other games that you think are very particularly good for actual play? Like, we talked about Dungeons and Dragons here. I remember, I played a little bit of RPGs very young. There were games for James Bond and Boot Hill and Gamma World and some old ones. What other kind of actual plays do you like to listen to that are doing interesting things with RPGs?
I think Dread is a great system. Dread is where it's a horror system, and death is determined by Jenga blocks. So there's a Jenga tower in the center of the table, and to do any action that has risk involved with it, you have to pull so many blocks off of the tower.
Oh, that's a tension mechanism.
Yeah. So it's like if you're running from I'm running from the monster. I'm like, okay, that's one block. It's like, well, I actually want to try to fight the monster. That's 6 blocks. And so if it falls when you're pulling from it, your character dies.
Wow.
And that's nice because it creates this nice tension. And it's a visual thing that people get to look at too, which I think is great for actual plays. But, I think any game system could be adapted, but the idea of following a system rigidly is maybe a death knell for an actual play. Like, use what you want from the system to tell the story you want, but you don't have to use everything.
Right.
I think any system can be used in an actual play if the players are invested in it and you know where to pull out mechanics if you don't want to use them.
Well, I'm fascinated by... First of all, I love the game. There was so much rich imagination here in Devin's studio. I wish I could describe all of the incredibly intricate figurines that are used in the game, the boards, the maps. It's incredible. But when I think about audio fiction and podcasting, it's a process of such slow, meticulous design and building on layers and layers. And you're kind of doing this trapeze move, this high risk in one fell swoop with unpredictable players and and unpredictable actions. It's kind of in some ways the opposite, but we're both trying to tell a story, and it's also based on immersion.
Yeah.
And I think you do that so well in your show.
Thank you.
And I'd love you to talk about what immersion means to you for both a player and a listener standpoint.
Yeah, I mean, immersion is one of those things where I feel my players are making choices that are invested in the character they're playing as. And so when you feel immersed, I like it when my players, they don't think to ask me, the dungeon master, a question. They will stop and say, hey, Bilbo, or Boblin the Goblin, can I ask you a question? Like, how long have you been in this forest? And then they start interacting with the NPCs rather than me. And that's how I know, like, that they're kind of drawn in. And I can tell it when, we leave a game and everyone is still, like, has a big smile on their face because they let themselves live in it. They let themselves be vulnerable. They let themselves kind of just, like, let go and just be part of the game. And so I think, you get the same thing as a listener because everyone else's guard is down. Everyone is invested. That then you become immersed.
And they're longer episodes, typically. Like, your episodes seem to run between like an hour and a half long.
Yeah, and which is actually short for actual plays. Which is, most actual plays are like, they used to be like 2 to 3 hours. We were like, hey, let's make them tight. Let's make them quick. We try to keep them to like an hour and 15 at most.
Yeah, I mean, I want to make clear to our listeners, like it's not a microphone set up on a table while everybody just plays a normal D&D game. You create a lot of forethought and a lot of structure to the setup, but like once you flip that switch and the game starts, you're kind of flying by the seat of your pants. But there is you treat it a lot more like a production going in, the way you would a traditional podcast, and with scripting and with casting, and certainly if you do it visually with set design. But once it starts, like there's no turning back.
Yeah.
I think that's what makes your show so exciting.
And that's what's fun is because like it is, I don't know what's going to happen. I have to use what I have, not only to come up with rules on the fly, to come up with how the story needs to change. And I love that. I love when they throw something at me that I wasn't expecting. And then part of my brain's like, well, this actually makes it for an even better story if you go with A instead of what they were going to do. And so changing things on the fly sometimes results, I think, in a better outcome.
Have you ever had something happen where you're trying to set your characters up for something and they just get bad dice and they're like you're trying to do everything right for them and help them out? They're like, I'm rolling a 1, I'm rolling a 1, I'm rolling a 1, and you're like, well, then you're all dead, the game's over.
It has definitely happened before. Like none of their characters died, but we definitely had like a combat where it was like, hey, we're just gonna cut out the 3 minutes of this combat because nobody did anything. I missed, they missed. It was, and like we kept part of it in when it was like, you all realize for the last minute, no one has hit anyone. No blood has been spilt. Everyone is just attacking with folly,
It's got to be funny because you do see in the show how the characters do try and rely on each other. Like, you heal me here and I'm going to hit you there. Yeah. Like, oh, we're all screwed. None of us seem to be able to do anything. And that feels authentic.
Yeah.
And that's what immersion to me really is. It is that authenticity. And again, to follow up the point that this is not a microphone in a game, there is some sound design that you put in that is really, I don't know how many other actual play podcasts do this, but it really does deepen your involvement in the narrative. You have great kind of like questing music that's going on underneath, and when people are rolling and there's attacks, there's little effects there, and it's just the right amount that you feel like, again, it's this meta experience. I'm listening to people play a game that suck them into players that they're playing a game, but they know that they're real. And it's so delightful.
Our editor also does all our soundscaping. His name is Slava. When you listen at like our first season versus like the season where we're putting out now, you can see how far we've come. But even that like is one of the best. The first season of This Game Is Cursed is one of my favorite pieces of media I've ever put out. And he's definitely part of that because the sound, the first time I played it edit for the rest of the crew, they're like, oh my God, this is amazing.
So how many seasons are there of The Game Is Cursed?
We are about to wrap up filming season 4, and season 3 is currently being edited. And we think that there's probably 9 seasons in this. And mind you, a season is like 6-8 episodes. It's pretty
big episodes.
Yeah, there's a lot of other actual plays that like a season is like 20 to 60 episodes, and we're like, oh no, like we want to tell like pretty concise stories, in a 6-hour bend rather than like Critical Role. It's 700 hours for the first arc.
Critical Role being one of the larger actual play podcasts that's out there right now. But I do think your episodes move a lot faster, and I think they're more digestible for people that haven't heard an actual play podcast before. I think your show is such a great entry point to such a dynamic medium of storytelling.
That's such a compliment coming from you.
No, but truly, it's great. So we're going to be playing a full episode of The Game Is Cursed. What do you want people to have in their minds as we start to play and enter the episode?
Think Jumanji. That's like put everything else out of your mind. The idea of gaming is to suspend disbelief and to just dive into imagination, and enjoy your time at the table with us.
And where can people find The Game Is Cursed?
You can find This Game Is Cursed on Spotify, Apple, Amazon, anywhere you find your podcasts.
And the show link is?
TotalPartyChill.com, and you can find it under podcasts.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Devin, for teaching us about actual play and telling us about this awesome new show that we're going to be listening to right now. So without any further ado, let's get right into The Game is Cursed.
Welcome to This Game is Cursed. I am your Dungeon Master, Devin. I'll be playing the goodies and the baddies, and here are 4 friends around the table to play some Dungeons and Dragons.
Hey.
I'll let you all introduce yourselves. Let's start over here with Phil.
I am Phil. I am the bard.
I love it.
Doing
I love
great.
it.
Doing great.
This is good. You're built for this game.
I have the charisma.
So eloquent.
I am charisma. And I have it.
Hi, I'm Nate. I'm a rogue assassin. That's it.
Lana.
Hi, I'm Lana, and I'm a barbarian.
Line.
We are off.
Line.
This is how it's supposed to go.
Barbarian Eladrin.
Barbarian elf. Cut that in post.
Oh, I'm a barbarian summer elf.
I am Deontay, but everybody calls me Tay. I am the wizard.
Ooh.
The wizard. Not a wizard.
2 weeks ago, your Dungeon Master Devin was in a bookstore and stumbled across an old fantasy game. Much like D&D, this was one of the older games from the 80s when the Satanic Panic was at its height. This ancient box of games he pulled out and began to review the adventure, and it looked really fun. So he called up some friends to come to play around the kitchen table. And that fateful night when you all sat around, you grabbed a pre-made character sheet from the box, along with the dice it came with. Everyone got their dice in front of them. And as the game began to play, and Devin began to read from the book, everyone rolled their dice. And at that moment, the world began to shift. You felt your skin begin to crawl. You felt the hairs on the back of your neck stand up. You felt the pit of your stomach drop like you were on a roller coaster. You felt your vision begin to go blurred. And then you felt yourself begin to warp, twist, be pulled inside the game itself. And then there was nothing around the table except your Dungeon Master Devin, awestruck, looking at the empty chairs and the book that sat in front of him that had just sucked all of his friends into the game. Quickly he ran over, he began to look through to see if there was any sign of anything. And in the very back of the book, it said, "Warning.
This game is cursed."
Oops.
Uh-oh.
Phil, your vision comes back to you, but it is dark where you are. As you extend your hands, you feel stone in front of you. What are you doing?
Find out where I am.
Yeah, as you kind of circle, it feels like you might be in a coffin
Oh, God.
made of stone.
Is this a Kill Bill situation?
I do not like it in here.
1-inch punch.
Can't get out. You gonna try to punch it, or you want to try to like push it?
I'm going to feel around for some kind of latch
Okay.
or handle.
Okay.
Any kind of, anything that might help me open it.
Yeah.
I'm also going to scream.
Okay, yeah. As you search around, you find nothing, but then you begin
Now
to
I scream.
What do you scream? Go ahead.
Can I swear?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
What the fuck? Redlined. I'm like,
Nate, you come through at that same moment when you hear "what the fuck," and you too realize that you are in some sort of stone container. You can't see anything inside; it's pitch black, but you can feel the stone, and you hear Phil's voice screaming.
Okay. As someone who's claustrophobic, this is terrible. I am going to immediately...
Shit your pants.
I'm going to shit my pants. And then after I'm done doing that...
clean myself up.
Yeah, I'm gonna try... Nope, not yet. There are more important things to take care of, sir. And you're one of them.
Please help me.
Number 2. And I'm going to try to push my legs against the top of this thing, and I'm just gonna start just pushing and kicking as hard as I can.
Question: Are they standing or are they lying down?
They're lying down.
I imagine I was lying down. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll me an athletics check.
Ooh, that is the D&D thing to do. An athletics check?
Yeah.
Okay, that's not great. I got a 6.
6. Yeah, so for some reason you can't get your legs up. You feel like there's something behind you, and then it feels serpentine.
Okay, I'm going to. I want to hit whatever that is.
Okay.
I think it's a snake. I'm gonna try to smash it.
Okay, yeah. As you go and attack it, you feel a twinge of pain as it feels like a limb. Lana, you hear Phil screaming. And then you hear a rustling, but you too find yourself in a pitch black stone box.
Is it? So we're all in separate ones?
You
Like
don't know
I
where
can't.
everyone else is.
Okay, but I can hear them.
You can hear them. Yeah, you can hear other people.
And I can't. Well, no, I could see because I have dark vision.
Dark vision only works if there's at least a little bit of a light source.
Dark vision. First of all, okay, I'm gonna try with my feet
Okay.
push upward.
Yeah. Go ahead and give me an athletics check.
God damn it. An 11.
An 11. So as you push, you get like an inch that is kind of now seen as you kind of like push the top of this stone coffin up a little bit, and it moves a little to the right, enough for you to get your hands in and then shove the rest of it off.
Hooray.
And light begins to kind of flood in, almost blinding you because you were in pitch black darkness. Tay,
Yes.
you hear the sliding of stone and then the slamming of that stone onto the ground, connecting with more stone that kind of jars you
Okay.
awake. And you realize that you are in a box made of stone. You can't see anything. What are you going to try to do?
Finally, a good night's sleep.
Let's stay in here.
Just roll. Take a deep breath. Go back to.
My first thought, I'm very calm. I've been here before. I'm the wizard. I check my surroundings.
Okay.
I know I'm in some kind of box. It's obviously big enough to hold me. I definitely try to push up to see if I can lift
How
up.
tall are you, Tay?
I can't tell. I feel like myself.
Yeah, you feel like you're
I
7 foot
feel
tall.
like me.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah.
But I'm in a box.
In real life, how tall are you?
You have to guess that. It's not free information.
It's not free.
That's how it's always
I
worked.
paid a
That's
lot
how it
of money
works.
for that.
Yes.
So,
he paid. Yeah, we talked about it. Yeah.
On your
Fair.
sheet, there's a skill called athletics. Lana, if you point that out, that's the number you're going to add to your dice roll.
Okay.
You're going to roll the white d20.
That's yeah.
A 6.
Is it 6 or 9?
The
9.
the line's the bottom.
Is it,
So see the little line?
6.
All right, 6. And do you add anything to that?
+1.
+1. So 7. So, which is odd because you know you're strong. You know,
Yes.
like you know yourself is strong. So it's weird that you're faced with something this heavy. Lana, as your eyes adjust to the light, you realize that you are in what looks like a room made of stone with 4 statues and 4 coffins, you having just moved out of one. There's also a spring in the middle with water that runs out through an entrance. You hear screaming, and you know Phil's voice, and you also hear Nate terrified as if there's something inside his coffin as well. And then you see another one where you hear nothing from it.
I go to that one.
Okay.
I hear screaming, freaking out, and I go to Taze.
Okay.
Damn it.
Checks out, actually.
So as
I
you
push off.
as you push it off easily, you see Tay, but he doesn't look exactly like the Tay you had just seen around the table. His skin also has some of like this texture of stone.
Oh.
He has his beard, but it seems to be a little longer.
A little more luxurious.
He has his locks, but he also has
luxurious.
a cloak, a black cloak. He has a staff in his hand. Hey, you're looking up and you see Lana, but she's blonde. And she has this kind of like summer glow, little bit of a tan.
You don't have a glow.
I know you, and there is no glow.
You don't have a glow, lady.
How dare you?
She's also in a chainmail bikini.
Okay.
And chainmail
Damn it.
skirt.
Dude, wait, what?
You just now realize this as Tay looks down.
Fucking bullshit, man.
Like, hey.
Also, wait, how tall am I now?
Yeah. Sure.
Because I'm a barbarian.
You're a barbarian. Yeah, you are 6'2".
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh. All right, dope.
How do you react to seeing Tay?
What the fuck?
I don't know. I don't know what's happening.
Tay, as you get out, you realize that you are 7 feet tall.
Okay.
Which looks familiar, but you have this staff in your hand. You have an accoutrement of items around you, and you too see this giant room with 4 stone statues, a waterfall in the center, and of course, what look to be 3 other coffins. One that is open from Lana, and the one that you're climbing out of.
I think we should probably get
yeah.
Bill,
these guys out.
Yeah.
you hear 2 coffins kind of open or stone hit stone. You hear people faintly talking. What are you doing?
I'm gonna try and get their attention.
Okay.
But I'm gonna stop yelling. My voice hurts. It didn't get me anywhere. I'm gonna call for them.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Can you guys please help me? Someone get this thing.
Oh,
off.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All
Here
right,
we come.
okay,
We're
okay,
coming.
okay.
We're coming. We're coming.
Yeah, I shove off Phil's.
Okay. As you
Lid.
shove up Phil's, seeing as you kind of push, you also take in for the first time like how muscular your arms are.
Yes.
And how like you do look like you've just come out of like the summer tan that you usually get.
Yeah.
And as you push it off, you see Phil, but he looks like a little older, like maybe 2-3 years older, and you're not sure if it's that you're taller or if he's shorter. That like his size seems off. But he's also dressed in how is your character dressed?
It's sort of like I'll tell you. It's got got sandals on, which are and then they're kind of strappy, like Hebrew cruisers.
Yeah.
And they're I've got some semi-tight pants, and then a tunic-y, I would say like kind of an 18th century coat.
Okay.
And I have a satchel, and in my satchel I have, well, I don't know what's in there yet, but
Yeah.
I've got things in there,
Yeah.
and I also have a rapier and a crossbow right next to me.
All right. Phil, you look great.
Thank you.
How you doing?
I don't know yet.
Okay.
Bill, also, you were seeing Lana. Lana is not blonde.
Yeah.
Lana is not that tall. She's not that muscular. And she was not wearing a chainmail bikini the last time you saw her.
Everybody here looks very different, except for me.
Question. What's in your satchel, and are there any loose pieces of fabric?
I have a pan flute.
That's not going to help.
As he begins to like look into his pouch.
I have a dice set, a lute, which is awesome.
That is awesome.
And a regular flute.
Damn it.
And then I've got a short sword, it looks like, in here, and some extra arrows. But that looks like that's it.
Well, shit.
Can I hear any of this?
Yeah, you hear everyone kind of calmly talking. The 3 of you then kind of begin to take in the screaming coming from which you assume would be Nate, since the
gotta
3
be
of you are
Nate.
here.
Phil, put the pamphlet away, please. Can you please help me? I can't get this open. I'm gonna play you a song to calm you down.
Actually, can you play us a song while we lift?
I think I do know how to play this thing, actually. I don't know why, but I've got a strong sense that I kind of know how this works.
I feel like it would help the group if we had some background music.
Go ahead and roll a performance check. So there's a skill called performance.
There it is. Yes. Ooh, +6.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
Oh.
Do I roll in here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. 20 + 6.
Oh my God.
Fuck!
You guys are
Rolling the game
The dopest
with
pan
arms
flute.
wide open.
The pan flute that you begin to fucking rock out on.
That's
And, like Nate immediately actually kind of begins to feel a little calmer. Everyone else feels
I'm crying. I can't believe it. I don't even know what's happening. I am crying.
Pamphlet in your mouth and you're ripping that.
Yeah,
The lute, I've got the lute here and the pan flute like a harmonica. like Bob Dylan.
I don't even know why I'm crying. You know, like I don't understand why these emotions.
I don't know why I'm not crying anymore.
Bill, you evoke the emotion in your own self because you heard something so beautiful of like the memories that you've made with your son.
Oh.
Like
Just flooding back.
yeah, like it's just so emotional and beautiful that like all you can do is think about like
Waterworks.
how much you love him.
Yeah. Waterworks.
Lana, what about you?
Obviously, as I'm just being, what's the word? Not marinated.
Yeah, no, marinated. Serenaded and marinated.
Marinated is good.
A marinated
No,
sound.
she's marinated.
yes.
The sound. Yeah, she's marinated the sound of
As I marinate this performance, I will go over and I will also open Nate's
As
coffin.
you push over Nate's coffin, you see this alabaster white-skinned person, but they have a tattoo sleeve that is identical to Nate's. He has 2 ram horns. His eyes kind of have this yellow and red look to them. As he jumps up, and you see this tail kind of flailing behind him.
And as I jump out, I face Phil, and I'm like, holy what is your outfit? What are you wearing?
Also, to everyone else, Phil looks fairly terrifying. not Phil. Nate looks fairly terrifying.
Yeah. And I look at Phil, and then I turn and look, and I see,
What did you do with Nate?
holy shit. Okay, Lana?
Yeah, we're gonna have to do something about this. The chafing, unreal.
And you guys
Yeah.
look crazy.
Yeah, look insane.
And
Yeah.
as I put my hands up, I see like these like clawed gray hands. I'm like,
Touch your head.
holy shit. I
You have horns.
have horns.
You have horns.
And then my tail whips up next to me, and like I back up, and I'm like,
The tail that you punch.
yeah, it's
Oh my
definitely-
god, I should
it's
not put that
bruised.
together.
It's definitely throbbing right now. What the fuck is going on? Wait, where are we?
Fuck if I know.
Can I look at their statues? around?
Yeah. As you look at the statues, you realize that one is the statue of this tiefling with his horns. He got beautiful adornments, a mask up. He has daggers in both hands.
Shit,
you
it's
look at
us.
the other one, and you see it is this barbarian, elven woman. It seems like the artist took a lot of artistic license with your bust in the chainmail bikini.
With the tiniest chainmail bikini.
Like postage stamps.
God damn it.
You see what looks like a statue of Tay as well, with this staff that has kind of like crackling magic around it that's kind of been etched in, and then you see Phil's statue, which looks just like Phil, but it seems to be a little bit shorter than the other statues. And he's just playing a pan flute and a lute, and there's no weapons on his statue like the other 3.
I feel like I got the short end of the stick here.
No.
I think.
No.
I mean, you look
No, you look great.
good.
You look so
Yeah, you look
good.
good.
You look
You guys
great.
look badass. And I look like
Do you want to trade outfits?
My little brother.
Because
You little older brother.
my little brother. I look like a little version of myself.
But whatever, like, where did you? I didn't know you played.
I didn't know I
Ham.
did either.
It sounded amazing.
Yeah.
I was like terrified in there. I couldn't get the top off. I'm also incredibly claustrophobic. I was really fun, but as soon as you started playing, I kind of forgot about
We
it.
probably all can do stuff like that.
You think?
sing
I don't know how to do that.
read songs.
Yes.
Wow.
You've tried something. I feel like you could probably do something you couldn't do. I don't know where these skills came from.
That's a good point. Is there any kind of door or exit to this place?
There is that exit where the fountain that is in the center of the room, it goes into kind of like a little funnel that leads out through into a hallway.
Okay.
In this room, is there anything else besides the statues and the fountain?
It's just the statues found in these tombs.
Okay. Is there anything written on top of the?
Yes, but they're written in a language that some of you might know, but They're so aged and worn
hard
that
to read.
they're indecipherable now. Like, it's kind of like, I think that's a W, but like it doesn't look like a W, but for some reason I can kind of understand this language.
Right.
Okay. And then the fountain in the middle, there's no writing or inscription or any kind of like visual.
You see something that's written in Elvish.
Okay.
You don't know that's Elvish, but you know it's not English. And as you walk up to
Guys,
it,
it's not English.
it says the heroes of old.
It says the heroes of old. I think they're talking about you.
That's kind of mean.
Sheesh.
Yeah. Feels
Wow.
like it. What's in your bags? Do you guys have bags? Do you have stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't even checked my stuff. That's crazy. I'm just happy to be here.
I'll be honest, I'm just happy to be.
Along for the ride.
Oh wait. Okay. So I have some weapons here, and then I have like a little coin pouch. I have like these little like vials of something in bags. I don't. Okay. Wait, where's Dev? Is Dev here? Have you guys? Was
You're right. Where did he go?
Wait, what's the last? Sorry.
Yeah,
What's
what
the
is-
last thing you remember? What's the last thing you guys remember?
We were sitting at the table.
Dev's
Yeah.
kitchen table.
Yes.
Yeah.
You guys invited me to play a game of Dungeons and Dragons.
Right.
And
And he got the. It was the.
yes.
The old one.
Yes.
Yeah. The one you got at the
Yeah.
bookshop.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think
The
Dev's
crusty
here.
looking.
We didn't play yet, though. We didn't play any of it.
That
I don't
crusty
remember
looking game
Yeah.
that you guys convinced me to play.
We were gonna play
Yes.
it.
Okay. And then we got our character sheets.
It,
Right?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
then picked up the dice. And then
That's all I remember.
Yeah,
stone.
I don't know anything else.
Yeah, wait a minute. Weren't you playing a bard and weren't you playing a rogue?
Yes.
Yes.
Guys.
Oh,
Guys.
I'm a.
Oh, the statue is kind of. Oh, okay.
So
that's me.
this is the most immersive role playing I've ever experienced.
I don't.
This is the wisest thing I've ever done.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. This is a pretty interesting first run.
Yeah.
So from what I can tell, is we went to play the game
Yes.
and we have been Jumanji'd into the
Did
game.
Dev drug us?
Now, what version of Jumanji?
That's well
We have to figure
for
it out.
if Phil, which Jumanji?
There was Phil.
Phil.
Yes,
Yeah,
Phil,
that's
Phil.
a very specific kind of Jumanji.
That's true.
Yes. Freaking out.
We should probably is there anything else in here that we
Can we get the hell
yeah, we
outta
should probably
here?
get some
Yeah.
light or something.
Yeah, let's keep moving. Are you okay?
Quick,
TBD.
Marinate yourself.
Okay. You know what?
I don't like that.
I need to get out of the room.
Yeah.
Let's go get some
Yeah,
fresh
this
air. Maybe
room-
some
Yeah,
fresh
I'm
air.
with that.
Will make us feel better.
For
Get
sure.
out of here.
Okay.
We follow because you said there's a stream,
That goes.
Dev.
There's a door.
Yeah, you see that there is the fountain goes into kind of like a little bit of a stream that funnels. It's
Okay.
made by stone that leads into a hallway. You're kind of like in this
Do we have to
circular
swim?
room. No. It's just kind of like think of like a big gutter.
Okay.
You know?
Oh, like recessed into the ground.
Exactly.
And we can
Yeah.
fit.
Yeah. Well, that's just on the ground. There's. You know,
I
the
think we just
hallway's-
walk with it.
The hallway is
Oh,
like
I
15
see.
feet wide. Yeah.
Yeah, we follow that shit out.
Okay.
Let's go that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As you continue walking, you see that there's this large fresco on the wall. And you see that it has the four of you defeating some sort of mage. It looks like a hand had just been cut off, separating the mage from a staff. And you see him crying out in pain as Lana, the barbarian version that you are inhabiting, has just lobbed off this hand.
Sick.
And it shows
Very.
all of you in this big battle against this mage. And it says a little kind of description on the bottom. It says, "Alas, the heroes of old bested the Shadow Mage, ending his war on the gods and freeing the realms from his tyranny."
A tale as old as time.
Classic.
Yes.
What does the mage look like?
The mage,
Does it have any distinguishable features?
purple robes,
Okay.
black hair,
Okay.
clean shaven, very gaunt,
Okay.
and missing a hand.
Interesting.
Definitely.
And purple eyes.
Okay. Well, if we're going by the painting, then we're chilling, right?
Yeah.
Not too bad.
No, we're pretty good.
Chillin' is a weird word for
Well,
lopping off someone's fucking hand.
I'd rather
sure,
be
yeah.
doing the lopping than
being the
receiving.
loppy?
Yeah.
Is the painting is the location the same, or is this location elsewhere
Yeah, where is it taking place?
this battle takes place?
It looks. Actually, there's even a little like where this fresco took place
Okay.
description.
Oh wow.
That says the lair of the shadow mage.
Guys, it's in the lair of the shadow.
I know.
Yeah.
I knew that.
Yeah.
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 Because I feel like we've been there before. Obviously, because
Naturally.
like
Was there the other day?
What else is
Not
in the
my
room
first
that we're in?
time.
So there's a giant fresca.
Yeah, fresca. And then it's just a hallway, and you see at the end of it is a little bit of light.
Okay.
Well, I guess we keep going.
Yeah. I wish I could take a picture of this fresca so we could remember it, because I feel like it's important, but I'm just going to use my memory. Because I don't have a phone.
But
I have a flute.
quick, do a drawing of it.
does anybody have a drawing?
Yeah, can anyone? I don't have any.
None of us are
Paints.
experienced artists, so.
Tay, as you go through your bag, kind of looking, you realize that you do have 10 pages of blank paper and some ink, and then you also realize that you have 2 books in your bag.
Check me out. I'm astute.
As you open up one of them, it seems to be a book, and it's written in English.
I know English.
I know this one.
But it also has like a bunch of odd things in it. It's almost like a history book as you're kind of flipping through. And the other one, as you open it up, has odd sigils. It's written in different languages. You can kind of understand it. But as you're kind of looking through, you're like, wait, what is Chill Touch? Scorching Ray, as you're flipping through these. And you've seen enough movies to know that this is a spell book.
Yes.
Oh man.
Yes, guys. I just found that I have 2 books that are in languages. One is in English and one is in a language I don't know, but they say cool stuff.
Hey, and you were saying too, this is your first time playing D&D.
Again, the
Well,
lightest thing I've
shit.
ever done.
You're about to play the most immersive role play. Wait, quick, do a spell. Do a spell.
Yeah, do a spell.
I knew I signed up for some bullshit.
Do you have any? What are your cantrips?
Now, as Lana's asking you that, and being brand new to D&D, you don't really know what a cantrip is, but you realize there's something else in your bag.
Ooh,
As you pull it out,
I do have a big bag. Got them in my bag right now.
it is a character sheet.
Oh.
The same one you were playing with before you got sucked in, and then everyone else realizes that when they look in their bags, they too have a character.
Where am I supposed to be storing this character sheet?
You have a little bag
Chainmail.
too.
Hold on. Hold on. Let me get it.
When you actually look inside of your chainmail bra, you realize that you have a character sheet.
Guys.
It's rolled up.
And so you all have these character sheets that you're looking at, and you also realize that where it says, how you look on your character sheet is how you look now.
Right.
You can see all of the stats that you had when you were given this character sheet.
So, Tay, you should try a cantrip because those won't waste any of your spell slots.
I mean, if you guys
Oh.
want me to do something cool like that, I can. I could try.
Probably should.
Okay. How does one do this?
Yeah.
Per se.
Wait, which?
Let me see.
The 0 ones are the ones to your left.
Oh, okay. So those are your cantrips, and you can cast those
Oh.
as many times as you want.
All right. Well, you called for Chill Touch, so I feel like I have Chill Touch in this bag.
Oh.
I'm gonna do Chill Touch, so I have to.
And you want to show her?
Yes.
You
Okay,
gonna
perfect.
show
Yeah.
that
So
to me?
go ahead and roll.
Yeah, I'm Chill Touching you.
Yeah.
Shit.
You asked for it. You asked for it.
Yeah. So go ahead and roll your d20.
Okay.
And You have a proficiency bonus on your sheet, and
Okay.
you also have an intelligence bonus.
So your proficiency is right here,
Okay.
and then your intelligence is right here. Oh shit. Fuck.
I'm smart.
He's astute. He said it already.
It's true. I got.
He has 2 books,
I came with
guys.
books.
Right? Yeah.
I came with. I went to the library,
And the ball
guys.
fails.
So you'll add 6 to whatever you roll.
All right.
Ah!
That's light. So it was a 3.
All right, so plus 6, 9. This skeletal hand begins to form out of nothing, and you realize as you move your hand, the one that you've created begins to kind of demonstrate, and it has these whiffs of black smoke coming off of it, and the fingers begin to get closer and closer to Lana, and as it gets, you begin to feel cold, you begin to feel the kind of like this necrotic energy, and then it vanishes.
Just smack that away.
That was fucking amazing.
Well,
You just
Shit.
made magic.
I am magic now.
That is insane.
I'm magic. Guys, sign me up for this every time. I am magic now.
that was
Plays once.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I'm magic now.
That's it.
Phil. Wait, look at what does your sheet say? What do you have? What can we do?
I've got a lot. Well, yeah. I mean, I can do. Some of these may be more useful than others in our current predicament.
Okay.
But I've got, for my cantrips, I've got Mage Hand and Vicious Mockery.
Oh, vicious mockery.
I'm gonna hang on to that one.
Are you a snapper? You're like, oh, get him, get him. Oh, read it. Oh, you're
His
a
reading
roaster.
is what?
Oh, he's a roaster.
Fundamental.
He walks to a room, let people have it. I
It's,
like
yeah,
that.
It's for it'll just burn people down the road.
Okay. Here-
And I've got Sleep, Dissonant Whispers, Silent
That's a
Image,
good one.
Hideous Laughter,
amazing.
Suggestion, and Hold Person.
That's a good one.
Here, let's
People need to be helped.
maybe vicious mockery or mage hand, but maybe not vicious mockery because that one that can actually hurt us. Like
Yeah.
chill, touching all over the place. is
I'm
fancy.
very,
Let's-
despite what the confidence I portray, I'm actually very insecure. Please don't mock me.
Yeah,
You don't want to roll a 26 on that one.
Yeah. Why don't you try using mage hand? I'm
Okay.
so I pull out, I reach in my bag and pull out a coin.
Yeah.
And flick it down the hallway.
Okay, Phil, thinking that you want to use Mage Hand, you feel this kind of burning sensation of magic. Almost that intention is part of it. And as the coin flips through the air, you create a, not a ghostly skeletal hand. This one more kind of looks like your own hand. And it has this blue kind of glow of color. And it snatches the coin out of the air. And it's holding it. And you realize you can think what you want that hand to do, or you can move your own hand to generate motion.
Oh.
Whoa.
I'll take it and I just ping, flick the coin right back.
You can high five it.
That's pretty cool.
That was
That was actually pretty cool.
This
How'd
could be
that feel?
useful. That was amazing. I'd like to do, I like this. I'm gonna chase this feeling.
Yeah, that's a good.
Yeah.
That was a good vibe.
That was
right there.
badass.
Yeah, it was.
What are the rest of you doing?
Well, what's at the end?
As you continue forward, as you get to the end, you realize it looks to be like a stone door that has just a small seam in the middle with a little bit of light coming through it.
Let's open this.
Is
thing.
it like
go.
one of these type things?
Like a
Like
pull apart?
a French door?
Yeah.
A slider?
Yeah, French slider. No, this is a dwarven pusher.
Oh, one
yeah.
of these guys. Okay.
real quick before we push through here. Somebody put us in coffins.
Maybe they're expecting us not to come out of them.
Well, or I've played The Legend of Zelda. Maybe we are like the chosen ones.
Oh, I mean,
Maybe
we're
being
painted
awakened. We're
You're
painting
right.
on a wall.
defeating.
Yeah, we're painting on a wall. Let's take the higher road. We're special. We're supposed to be here.
Yeah.
We've been summoned for a
I
reason.
think we're literally meant to do whatever this fresca is depicting.
We are on the hero's path.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
It's an 8-step
let's
program.
Push the All right. Well, your arms are fucking huge. You want? Why don't
I have
you-
no strength.
Yeah. Why don't you?
I can't open that.
No. I'm-
Okay, I will attempt to push open these doors.
Okay, roll an athletics check.
13.
13. So as you one hand, the other hand, and you begin to strain yourself, everyone else kind of takes a moment to be like, holy shit. Lana is fucking ripped. Like, cause the thing is, we see your abs begin to flex, and we see the, like, when you flex the abs, other abs kind of begin to find the
Like,
legs.
butt
begin to
has
kind of
abs.
strain. Yeah, like, and like, if you push forward.
Yes.
It is fucking awesome.
Abs.
And you kind of shove both of those storm doors
And I'm
open.
newly tanned. I'm glistening.
Yeah.
I have that summer glow.
Summer glow.
You do have a glisten, yeah.
Yeah.
As you push the doors open, sunlight begins to hit everyone, and you hear in your bags.
Oh, what?
What's that? In our bags?
The fuck?
I'm gonna throw my hand in my bag.
Yeah, as you throw your hand in your bag, you find your character sheet, and you see a little icon that you've gone from. I lost it. There it is. You've gone from 2,500 experience to 2,600 experience.
Hey.
This is a question for Dev.
Okay.
Or, well, I guess I'll ask. Do you think Dev was planning to run this game?
Did he do this to us? Is that what you're saying?
I mean, I don't know if he meant to,
I don't.
but also, if he was gonna run this game based on experience points for us leveling, then we're fucked.
That would be bad.
Also,
cool
Bill,
with it.
you probably don't know what that means either.
Well,
Oh.
it doesn't sound good.
Basically, the way Dev likes to run his games is the only way we our characters would increase in levels. We have to accumulate enough experience points.
Wait. So are we playing like a real RPG?
I think we might be. I think we're literally playing our characters, literally playing this game.
I guess we have to go grind.
Smash cut to the kitchen table. Just Devin sitting there by himself. Guys! Guys! Oh,
Wait, can you
hold on,
get?
Hold on. Hey, yeah. Oh, you're trying to get a hold of Phil? He needs to pick up Jack? Yeah, 1 second. And then we smash cut back to all of you.
Well, shit. What do we see?
And you also did not. You did
we
not
didn't
get
hear
that
it.
at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. What? Okay, so now that we're outside, are we outside?
Yeah, you're outside. You realize that you are near the side of a mountain. There's a path that leads down into a forest. And then you see kind of farther off in the distance a little bit of a smokestack.
Well, I feel like in most cases we should go towards that,
I mean, that seems to make
right?
sense. Yeah.
Someone's there.
Nothing good's gonna happen if we stay here.
Or
Oh.
we could go up the mountain.
You want to go? You want to go up the mountain?
We don't have to, but we could. I mean, if you want
I've
to level up
just been
faster.
teleported into a game, and I really want to hike mountains.
Well,
What's
you know,
up
usually
the-
we play
let's look up the
RPGs,
mountain.
kind of want to level up faster, you go to harder route.
What's it look like up there?
Yeah,
what's
so,
the condition
Yeah,
of the
what kind of
climb?
mountain are we talking here?
Is there a path going up, or does it start from where we are?
So there's no path going up. That seems like a path was created just for this tomb. That kind of winds down. It looks fairly sheer and precarious.
Is the smokestack on the way to the mountain?
You were on the mountain.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, got it.
2%. But in the distance, past this kind of lush forest,
I see.
you see a bit of smoke rising into the air.
Gotcha.
To maybe signify a settlement.
So we're already on the mountain.
Yeah.
Well, then we should probably go down the path. right.
I think we're gonna have to traverse this forest.
I'm going to follow the barbarian because you have the muscle right now, and I don't know where I am. So you look great.
Thank
Summer
you.
glow us down the mountain, please.
Can I take? Actually, hey Nate, are you using that shoulder cloak?
I didn't know.
It's just that chainmail thongs. They're really uncomfortable.
I don't know. Well, I don't know if the cloak will make it. Yeah, fine, whatever.
Okay,
Doesn't
and I
matter.
take my knife and I cut off his cloak.
Whoa, wait. What the fuck is that? It snaps. There's like a buckle.
Oh, oops. Thanks.
Jeez.
And I tie it around my waist and I take this fucking chainmail thong off.
I would like to demonstrate that I never said there was a thong, but I love that we have, that it was a chainmail.
How else would you see my butt?
I was like, it was a chainmail skirt, but
It was a chainmail skirt.
yeah. But I love.
Oh well.
Yeah, there was a type of chainmail thong in there. We'll make that.
I'm not wearing that shit.
Yeah.
So now I have.
What are you gonna do with it?
I just throw it.
Throw it down the mountain.
Throw it back in.
Okay.
No, I go back in and I put it on top of Nate's statue.
That is
That's nice. That's sweet.
On the horn.
As the four of you kind of begin to descend the mountain, the sun that you feel on your skin warms you, and you feel refreshed. You feel kind of at the height of rest, at the height of restoration, almost, like you've just gotten back from vacation. But the anxiety of where you are and the reality that you're in is lingering in the back of your mind. As you begin to kind of finish walking through this path, you open up into the canopy of trees, and the forest does not look as kind the closer you get.
Oh, one of those forests. Is this like a?
It would be.
Is this like a Norwegian snowy Scandinavian
Is
forest?
it jungly? Is it?
Yeah.
More like a German fairy tale forest with gnarled branches.
Feels like there's
we're getting,
mist.
like,
It's probably mist.
Mirkwoody.
Like a black forest.
Yeah.
Is it one of those forests when you go into it, it's just really quiet, or is it loud with animals? And is it a noisy forest, or like a jungle, or is it a quiet forest?
It's not very noisy as you enter.
Even more
That's
ominous.
worse.
Is this forest very dense?
Yes, it's giving big Beauty and the Beast forest vibes.
So not a lot of visibility outside of the road that we're on.
Exactly. And the road
Very
that you're
sus.
Yeah.
the road that you're on is one of those traveled paths. So it's kind of like the ones that kind of dip down over time. It's been used so much that it's almost like a half tunnel.
Okay.
At least there is a road for us to
That's a
follow.
good
Yes,
sign,
yeah.
Sure.
And then you hear screaming.
Sick.
Is it?
5 small green creatures jump out from the forest line.
Oh.
One is bleeding from the face. They all have weapons on them, and they're running right at you.
What the?
Oh shit.
They're animals. They're creatures.
They look to be humanoid, but they are about 3 feet tall, green skin, black or red eyes with long ears.
Goblins?
I have some animal handling.
Well, they're not animals.
They're not animals, and I can't
Bill-
handle them.
Bill says this looking at his character sheet as they can within.
I got some animal
Guys.
handling here. Yeah, I got animal.
Guys,
Yeah.
guys.
The goblins run right towards you, Phil, and then
Lana?
they continue running.
Do something about this.
They continue running past you.
Oh,
Oh,
I bid you adieu.
And
please,
then you
on
hear
your way.
crashing from the forest
they're running away.
From something.
Oh shit.
Lana.
a 15-foot bear-like creature with an owl's face.
Ah, shit.
Fire.
Lana, Nate, you've seen one of these creatures before
Yep.
at a D&D game, but you've never seen one in real life. Yeah. Its brown fur turns into feathers, its giant claws, beaked mouth. You hear this as it begins to crawl.
Guys, it's an owl bear, which if it isn't clear by the name, is a bear mixed with an owl.
Yeah.
As it jumps up, it flies over your group and lands on 2 of the goblins. You see an egg roll to the side that was in one of the goblins' containers.
You can't do that.
You see the owlbear then grab the egg and consume it.
Wait,
Fuck that. Nope. No.
wait, was the egg the goblin egg? What the
I have
shit?
no idea whose egg
This
that
thing,
is.
has it noticed us?
Yeah.
The 3 goblins that are still standing begin to back up to where you all are.
Oh, fuck.
And the owlbear kind of turns its head. And it begins running towards you. Everyone, roll for initiative.
So you'll add that.
Okay.
This is basically our order.
All right.
12
15.
plus 3.
Yeah.
15.
Nice.
So 16.
16, 15, 13,
16.
You guys need to roll again. Oh,
7.
All right, Phil, what did you get?
6.
15.
so Nate, Tay, what did you get?
15.
Damn it. Phil, me. I go last. Which is perfect for this.
I gotta handle this
scenario.
animal. I know. You gotta step up to the plate here. You've got all the.
I go
butt abs.
last. I don't know what to tell you.
Wait till us all have to get slaughtered.
Wait, this is actually perfect. So, like, in this moment, how are we deciding our initiative?
You don't even see the roll happen.
We just feel it.
You just feel it. Yeah.
Okay. And so I love the idea because, Phil, you're probably like, Lana, and I'm like, I don't know how to explain it, but I think I just need to go last.
And here's the thing.
With
you
shaking
all
hands, I'm
like,
looking at my sheet as this
I
thing's
think
charging.
you have to
There-
go before me.
There is an actual meta of
fine.
you not be able to move or do anything, as it seems that the owlbear is going first. And you want to run, but you can't. Your feet are stuck there. And the owlbear goes up, and it takes its claws and drives it right down into the skull of one of the goblins. As the claws crush inside of it, it rips off the top part of its head.
Holy shit.
Damn.
It's probably fine.
What?
It's fine.
Nate, you now feel agency to move about.
Great.
What are you doing?
Yeah, so I think Phil is closest to me right
Oh, wait,
now.
1 sec.
Yep.
Where are we, I guess? How far is the owlbear from us?
You are all in combat with the owlbear.
So we're all in a group.
Yeah.
And how far is the owlbear? Like, are we
yes.
in melee?
Melee.
Okay.
How much space do we have around us on this path?
You have unlimited space behind you.
Okay.
But the owlbear is big enough that there's no way you can get past it. You'd have to run away from it.
Okay.
And keep in mind, when you run away from something, there's this thing called...
Wait, he'll find out.
Yeah. gotta let the boy fuck around so we can find out.
I love how that almost came out.
Yeah.
It's called
Now, Nate, you also hear this tick, 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 tick.
Oh,
Well,
shit,
like,
okay.
almost like you're about to
Like
lose whatever
Inception.
agency you've had.
Yeah, got you.
Shit.
So I'm going to step in front of Phil.
Okay.
And I'm gonna pull out as I like reach down. There's like a knife on my side.
Yeah.
I unsheath that.
Yeah. And as you do, all of a sudden your eyes begin to get this overlay of the owlbear of like where veins should be, where are delicate muscles.
That's cool.
Almost like you know how to hurt this thing to make it suffer. Almost and you feel almost this urge of like, I know how to make things suffer.
I don't want to do that.
You don't want to make the owlbear suffer?
No, it's a fucking animal.
Try
Like, I
to
don't-
intimidate it. Intimidate.
Sir, we are in the midst of a forest with
Yeah.
trees. If you don't hurt this owlbear, we can figure out if
It
this is
just
a nice
ripped that dude's head off.
Yeah.
and ate an egg
That looked painful.
that we don't even know where the egg came from. And you're having a PETA conversation right now? Like, it's not the place.
Tick, tick, tick.
I
tick.
step in front of Phil and I just like trying to protect him, just stab at this thing. Like I have no idea.
Please roll with advantage since this creature is in melee. Rolling
Okay.
with advantage means you're gonna roll 2 dice and you're gonna take the highest.
Okay. So that is a dirty 20.
Oh yeah. So we
That means
see
you added.
Nate like not wanting to stab this creature, almost kind of like closes their eyes and lunges out, but it's almost as if with muscle memory, the blade finds the perfect place to cut this creature. Right where its wing and arm kind of connect to the base, there's a little bit of exposed flesh, almost wing-like. As you cut into it, you feel tendons snap and break, as then you feel a rush of blood come out from where you've attacked it.
Hot.
Sick.
Oh my god.
Take
that!
Covered in blood.
Just like,
I'm sorry.
I pull down my mask.
Drink
a
the
little
blood
bit,
of our
like,
enemies.
Tastes getting into it.
I pull down like this mask that's on my face and just get a big breath of air. This is fucking disgusting.
We won't worry about damage right now. You guys are operating your highest ability.
Okay.
Is there anything else you want to do on your turn?
I turn around to Phil and I'm like, fucking run? Run? I don't know, run.
And Phil, like as you're hearing that, like it's so frustrating because you cannot move your legs.
I can weep. I can't run.
Can run from my eyes.
Yeah.
Eye running is good.
Hey, I believe you were up next.
I am.
All of a sudden, you see Nate unable to move their legs now, and you feel this agency kind of brought to you, and you hear in the world, the universe, you hear this tick, 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 almost like you are timed to make a decision.
Yeah, it's weird. Man, did you hear that too?
As I'm like sitting there, I'm like,
So I have a feel. Wait, can I speak?
Everyone can talk while you're frozen.
Okay. So Tay, another fun thing about this game is you only get 6 seconds per turn.
Oh wow!
In the words of Owen Wilson.
Good to know. Oh wow! Wow! Good to know. Okay. Wow. Feeling that I'm not that. I don't look.
Yeah, you're like
very-
flipping through your spell book.
Yeah, like I don't. I'm like, oh my god. Are movements free?
Yeah, you can move a certain amount. Yeah.
So your movement is right. Where is it?
You were really close, right next to the shield.
Where is your? Oh
Down.
no. Where the fuck is?
30 feet.
30 feet. Oh, walking speed.
Yeah. So every turn in combat, that's the max you can move.
Okay.
Yeah.
Since we're at melee distance, I feel like I need to move a
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah.
So I should get. How are we all positioned? I know Nate's in front of
you're
Phil now.
kind of like in a little grouping around the creature, except Nate has put himself.
Right. Oh, so we're all like in a circle.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Like you're about to do a hacky sack or a dance.
Got it.
class.
Yeah. Okay, I got it. Little dance 360 circle.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Old school reference. Let's. I'm gonna take a few steps back. I'm gonna get about 10 feet away from this owlbear.
So as you leave, Lana goes to call out. What do you go to call out before it happens?
Wait, don't.
And the owlbear all of a sudden is able to take an action. And you hear Lana just say at the very end, right as it's about to attack it, you say,
No.
the owlbear rolls a 17, and it
Ouchie.
gets a bonus, but even with that bonus, I believe that'll hit your armor class, which is 11.
11. Yes.
Squishy.
Because of that,
So Tay, fun other little rule about this game.
wait, say it after.
Okay. He really wants to milk this.
All right.
Tay, you've just taken 11 points of damage.
Nice.
As you turn around, you feel the owlbear's claws dig into your back, rip open your cloak. You feel your skin get shredded.
Yeah, it hurts.
As
You can't see it from my face, but it hurts really bad. I'm putting on a face for the camera.
Yeah.
I am hurting right now.
actually, roll me a wisdom save to put on a strong face. So that'll be the D20. And what's your wisdom save?
Wouldn't that be more of Constitution?
Constitution is just not to take damage, but wisdom is like the will.
But it's like
thing.
mental Constitution.
+2 on wisdom.
+2, yeah.
Yeah. So.
No, you're.
Oh.
You're.
Oh, 0. Never mind. That's wrong one. Sorry.
I tried to get you Constitution. I tried.
Thank you. So 0. So no save.
What'd you roll on the die?
A 6.
6. Okay.
No, it's 9.
Is it 9?
So the line's the
I know.
bottom.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So we don't hear you scream out in pain, but since you've turned away from everyone, there's definitely like the tears of.
Of course, it's a proud pain.
Yeah.
I'm good with a proud pain. I can't show you my pain.
Yeah.
I just tried to move to get distance, but I can't show you this mistake that I've made. So it's like it's one of those.
Yeah. It's heroic for you.
It's very. I don't know if you've seen Glory. It's very Denzel Washington.
Yeah.
It's a singular tear.
Just a stone face with a tear coming down.
Look at very.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. This is a real thing.
And then you turn around, and you can now take the rest of your turn.
All right. Woo. Little hurt. Man, I feel like I need to do something defensive now. I know I have some that can cast. I can cast like I can make myself stone armor, right? Like,
Yeah.
Ooh, so you could use this if you wanted. So essentially a reaction. is essentially like a free move per turn. But this, since you just took a decent amount of damage, you can use this, and it's gonna reduce the amount of damage you just took.
Then I will be doing that.
Stone's Endurance.
Okay, great. So Stone's Endurance, I believe you roll a D10?
I think it's a D12.
D12. So that's the blue die.
Yeah.
And you're going to reduce the amount of damage you just took because you know, your lineage, your species, you're gonna be able to kind of just like use your endurance and heal that back.
It's like, you know, when you're about to get punched, like just
It's my internal.
Tighten the
It's my internal fortitude. I think that's what they call that.
Exactly.
Let's do it.
okay, 6.
Nice.
6. Okay. And
So then you only took 5 damage.
Nice.
you get to add your Constitution.
Oh shit.
So 6 plus 2, I believe.
Yep.
Yep.
So instead of taking 11 points of damage, you only take 3 points of damage as you kind of like just flex a little bit in your
badass.
your
Suck it
back.
You didn't see the.
You just crack the neck.
Yeah.
like
Stand back up.
Lana, because you're the only one. You like look
Different
at
type of wizard,
red,
like,
yeah, the wounds on his back just begin to go.
Wolverine.
Style.
Yeah, exactly.
Wolverine.
Yeah.
Little Wolvie.
Son of a bitch.
That's a reaction. You can still take an action, cast a spell, do a bonus
Yes.
action if you.
No, yeah, I'm upset now.
So you could attack
with the
with a
bull, you get the
weapon,
horns.
but
That's
since
right.
you're a magic user,
And I also created distance.
I might
Yeah,
look
I'm
at some of these.
Yeah, I mean, we might need some help.
See one, go over there. Just see one on the wall.
Let's see what we got
Elspay
going
on the.
here.
And then you hear that sound again. Tick,
Tick, tick,
tick,
tick, tick.
tick, tick, tick.
So you. Okay,
I feel,
fuck
I
it.
feel,
And you-
I feel like
you're flipping
I feel like
through it.
I feel like I'm
Do it.
pissed. And I do
You're
this.
flipping through your spellbook and
Fuck
you land
you,
on.
Albert.
You land on what?
I'm going magic missile.
Magic missile.
Magic Mythal.
You stop on it. You see magic missile, and you see something in the writing that you can translate. You just don't know what the language is. That says almost like a note in the margin. It says, "Never misses."
I like that.
And as you begin to kind of form the magic, it almost like muscle memory as well. Begin to kind of focus.
Dr.
and-
Strange style.
Yeah, right.
Right, I'm with it. I was already with it.
Right?
I was already with it. I was already with it.
And as you separate your
Naruto,
hands,
I'm ready.
3 bolts kind of form around you.
Nice.
What color is the magic?
For the missile, we're gonna go with a heavenly blue.
A heavenly blue.
Oh.
Roll the yellow D4 3 times.
Fuck him up. Ooh, 4.
Nice.
4.
Oh!
2.
Oh, almost Vegas time.
All right.
That's still nice though.
That's pretty good.
So you get to add +1 to each of those. So that's a total of 13 points of damage. We see the first one go, and it strikes the creature right in the ear, and we see its ear get ripped off. The owlbear kind of reels back in pain. The other one hits right in its stomach, right across its belly. And the third one hits it right in the eye, blinding one of its eyes.
Fuck you, Albert.
Fucked it up.
Yes.
My back.
And then we hear tick tick, and the ticker stops. And then all of a sudden, Phil, you feel agency. You feel like you can move around. You can feel like you can do something.
Hey.
Very nervous, but I'm ready.
Really furiously play your pan flute at
What's
it.
the most terrifying though is you were right next to the owlbear. The owlbear can't attack you right now because it's your turn, but it's still next to you going.
Oh, jeez, I'm crow. Okay, don't like that. I'm gonna. So I feel like I'm gonna use. I'm gonna go with probably. I don't think I'm very good at weapon stuff.
Yeah.
So I think that. I'm gonna go with. I have a quick question.
And you pull out your
gotta go,
character sheet and you look at Nate.
And I see like the character sheet like come over my
The
shoulder
owlbear's head
as I'm
is
like
next to you.
sitting there with a knife like this. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, okay, wait, what?
Can I use
on.
my? Did these things
bleed
apply to spells?
No, the skills one. What are you thinking?
I don't know. I'm gonna go with the spell though. Maybe I can put it to sleep.
Oh, okay, wait, all right. If you look at, can you put this sheet in front of me? I can't. Thank you. All right, so,
The magic sheet.
God, it's so annoying. I can't move my hands. Is there, okay. So if you go, all right, so you should have, okay, got you. So grab, there's a, on the other sheet, there's a card over there that says sleep.
Got it.
All right. I don't know how this works. I saw Tay do it. Just
Read the
concentrate
spell card.
really hard on what it does, but I think 5d8.
5d8.
Roll 5d8.
That's green one, right? Nope.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And so as you decide from your character sheet, this is a spell you're going to play. You immediately put the character sheet away, and you realize you got to get your flute out. You get out your pan flute, and you begin
That's
to
how
play
you do your magic.
a little lullaby. Give us a little whistle of the lullaby.
What song do you play to put this owlbear to sleep?
Also, remember, we can only do 5 seconds if it's a song that has license.
Yes. Oh, I see. Okay.
Baby. No.
Yeah, exactly. It's happy birthday.
Oh, don't
Baby, Albert, baby.
Do you
It's the
believe?
Macarena.
The Macarena.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
Wow.
give me a little whistle of the Macarena.
I don't remember. I'm blanking. Oh yeah.
Hey, Macarena. Ow.
By the way, it's like the hardest song to whistle on.
Yeah,
man.
I
know.
It's really difficult.
Actually, you know, as you realize, like, maybe it might not be a pan flute, and you just go to a cappella.
I don't know the words.
And as I'm sitting there, you're behind me. Phil, what the fuck are you doing?
I'm trying to remember the Macarena.
Just
Why?
Hey, Macarena.
Huh?
And the magic is cast.
Scoosh.
Please roll 5d8.
5. 5 of them.
Yeah.
All right. 3. I got a 5, a 4, and a 1,
Okay.
10.
and then 2 more, right?
Yeah.
Plus a 2 and a 6.
12, 18.
So, because the sleep spell is a radius, it can't target just an individual creature.
Oh, fuck.
So the goblins that are next to you both fall asleep.
Boom. I forgot there were goblins there.
Oh yeah.
What's left of them? Exactly.
There's 2.5 goblins left.
The owlbear, as one of them goes to fall asleep, the owlbear goes and you see its claws just shred one of the goblins into 2 pieces.
Oops.
There's still one goblin that is alive but is now asleep at your feet.
But the owlbear's not asleep.
The owlbear is not asleep.
Woof.
Oops. So it didn't work on the owlbear so
No.
good.
You didn't roll high enough. Don't worry, you're doing great, Phil.
Okay. Okay. This is not. We're not fucked. We can figure this out.
Yeah.
Everything's fine.
Yeah. As you kind of look through your sheet, you see this other thing that is bardic inspiration. And as you kind of begin to read through it, you realize that you can inspire someone else in this group with a positive message, and that they will get a better outcome if you do it.
Okay.
You just have to choose someone, and you have to inspire them some way.
You basically give him like a,
Encouragement.
Pep talk.
but it gives you like a boost.
Oh, more
Extra.
stuff.
Yeah.
And does this work? This is for someone to use on their turn. So I can use it on Lana, so because she's going next.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right.
Inspire me, Phil.
Okay. 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 All right. Listen. Mm-hmm. We need you. Okay. And I think that I think that this thing. This is only the first thing we've encountered, and you are just going to take this out. You're going to take out the trash, and then we're going to move on, and we're going to move into the next, whatever our next challenge may be.
Right.
But for you, this is just chapter 1.
Right.
This is your preface.
Yeah.
So just take out some of your cool ass weapons and rip this thing open like you did the doors.
Beautiful. Beautifully
tick,
said.
tick, tick, tick.
Yeah.
And as whatever kind of timer that exists, it stops. Lana, all of a sudden you feel like it's like
Confident. Guys, we're fine. We're fine.
Lana, you reach behind your back where this weapon has been strapped to you, and you pull it out, and it looks. Well, tell us what it looks like.
Wait, do I have to roll 1d6?
It just happens. That's
Oh,
how good you
okay.
are at inspiring people.
So good.
Yeah, I pull out. I'm like, what the fuck is this thing? It looks like a long staff.
Mm-hmm.
It's pointy at the end, one end, and at the other end, built into the staff, is like a slingshot.
Wait, it's like a spear with a slingshot?
Yeah, so one end's a spear, one end's a slingshot.
Nice.
Well, I think I'm gonna stick it with the pointy end.
Lana, do you pull out your character sheet too as you kind of like look to see what you.
It is called a hoopak.
A hoopak.
In case anyone wanted to. No, okay. Well,
Use the hoopak.
Hit him with your hoopa stank.
Yeah.
who your pack?
Yeah.
It sounds like what are you gonna do? Is I'm gonna hit him with my hoop hawk. What?
Hit him with that hoop puck.
Well, you're about to see.
I thought you got rid of the chainmail thong.
I thought Hupak passed away in the 90s.
He's alive. He lives in Cuba.
I don't know.
Hupak. I definitely
Never heard of this
Hupak
Tupac.
passed away a while
Just
ago.
performed at Coachella. They're not.
Yeah,
That's true. Touche.
I think Hupak is the Grinch version. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Little Sally Hupak.
This entire conversation is happening in the game.
Albert-
Like,
As long as you hear this tick, tick, tick.
As if
Shit.
they're breathing in my fucking face and bleeding.
okay, I'm going to stab it with my hoopak,
Okay.
and not in the way they like.
Okay.
Um,
Before you do, as you kind of pull it out and you see this blood, you feel this rage of battle. You feel like there's a bit of a flame burning inside of you that wants to be fed. Almost like there's
with what?
a bloodlust. Almost like you feel like you want to unleash some sort of
Do you want
anger
me to
on the
rage
world.
right now?
No, but you always feel that when you're fighting. As a
I just feel it
barbarian,
all the time.
Yeah, this is her.
It's the first time you felt this,
Okay.
and you realize that there's something there.
Guys, I'm about to fuck this shit up.
Hey.
Okay. Yeah, I attack it.
Okay,
That is a 14.
a 14.
What's its armor?
14 will hit.
Thank you.
Hey.
Okay. And then I will also be using my face step bonus action.
Okay.
So after I stab it, which I guess I'll roll for damage first for that. 6 damage.
Okay.
My face step, I'm gonna teleport right behind it.
Okay.
And then it,
Actually, why don't you roll a d20 again? Just see if you could have crit, because you all do get advantage since there's.
Oh, that's
yeah.
true.
And she fucking That was amazing.
Look!
You gotta roll like you don't give a shit more often. That was just, she was
so.
just like, yeah, I guess so, fine.
So,
20?
because
Yeah.
Lana
Nice.
rolled a 20, which means she'll do not only max damage, she gets to do another dice of damage. So, how much damage does your weapon normally do?
So max on it is 9.
Okay, so you did 9, and then what did you roll?
And then there was an additional 6.
6. Okay, so yeah, 15 points of
15.
damage.
Damn.
15 plus anytime I use my face step, I then also get to, with any creature within 5 feet of me takes 2 fire damage.
Ooh, so
So-
a total of 17 damage.
Yes. So after I teleport behind it, I want to go like this. I want to go, and then hit it with a little bit more
Yeah.
flame.
And as you do, we see this little fire that kind of just jettisons onto the fur of the owlbear, and as it lands, those feathers fire begins to cover, and you're as it wails in pain, falling to the ground, dead.
Hell yeah.
Everyone else able to move again.
Whoa.
Nice.
That's what I'm talking about.
Weight off my
And-
shoulders.
Yeah.
That is what end tonight's.
We've come on down to the tavern for trouble and for fun, and to talk about the old prophecy. And we all sing songs at the tavern of the fights that we have won. tomorrow we'll tell of our tale. Come away, we'll see that dragon slain. But before we go, let's dream. But before we go, let's dream. But before we go, let's dream. One more ale.
Hey everyone, thanks so much for listening. All the links to the show you've just heard are in the show notes below. Definitely check them out and subscribe to their feeds if you like what you heard today. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Leviathan Presents, and maybe you've discovered a new show that you'd like to binge. We're looking forward to bringing you some more amazing audio dramas to discover and letting you meet some of the phenomenally talented creators that are driving this renaissance in audio fiction today. Stay subscribed to this feed for more installments of Leviathan Presents, as well as all the full episodes of the Leviathan Chronicles, the Rapscallion Agency, the Invenios Expedition, and all the other spin-offs we have planned. This is Christoph, signing off for now. Thanks again for listening. I'll be talking to you all real soon. Bye now.